Hello guys, hello everybody, good morning. Good morning people. So, English lesson again, another Saturday morning. Well, I hope it is a good morning. I hope you slept well and you're full of energy. And well, although it's not sunny and everything, but still, I'm here to spread the joy. Yeah, spread the joy and share with you some, well, some energy, of course, and some knowledge, and hopefully it's going to be useful for you. And well, what I would like to do today, by the way, my name is Father Serge. I'm a teacher of English. If you don't know me, then, well, I hope you will. Like in the next 90 minutes or so that we'll be together, you will get to know me better and you will get to know some stuff that I want to share with you. And please talk to me, all right? So the chat that is next to this video, please do write something, say hi. And hopefully in this lesson, as I'm teaching these idioms and actually some grammar today, well, hopefully you'll be communicating with me. Because, you know, it's all about interaction. Andrew, wow. Anna, hello guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. How you doing? What's up, guys? And as you can see, we are going to learn 15 American IT idioms today. Well, they're not IT idioms per se, of course, but they're good for your work. Definitely good for your work. And I'm gonna walk you through them today, and thanks for interaction. But last Saturday we had a lesson, and did you learn anything? Did you watch that? Next slide, please. What I want to do now is I want to revise things with you. Because you must, кстати, не repeat, да? Потому что repeat означает сказать что-то еще раз. А revise это выучить, да? Или повторить, как знание, что-то еще раз. So, let's revise things a bit, shall we? Next slide again, please, guys. Here, you can see a list of the idioms that I taught you last time, the Russian equivalents. And look at the list and tell me, how many do you remember? How many do you remember? Do you remember how to say освоить что-то? Овладеть знанием, навык. Нерешенный, неопределенный. Выполнить взятый. Like, look through the list of the idioms and tell me, well, I'm going to say the correct answers now, and tell me how many do you know? How many do you remember? Okay? So here we go. Освоить. Learn the ropes, right? Of something. Нерешенный, неопределенный, подвисший в воздухе. Up in the air, right? It's still up in the air. That's what it is. Переписываться. Выполнять взятые на себя обязательства. Выполнить. Yeah? How do you say that? It's easy. Deliver the goods, right? And переписываться. Some problems with the mic. That's what people say. We have some. Right. Переписываться. Or here like this. This should be. Oh, this way. All right. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. And Andrew, thank you for pointing it out. Thank you very much. I hope it's better now. I hope you can hear me better. So, переписываться. Ну, message, email, но именно туда-сюда. Back and forth, right? Email, back and forth. Приблизительно. Give or take a few, give or take, right? Give or take a few. And сделать быстро в ущерб качеству. Нахалтурить. Oh, good, good. So, how to say that? By the way, today in the morning I was watching some YouTube, and they were talking about some political stuff. Yeah, they were talking about California. California and how it used to be a golden state, now it's a state of disaster or something. People are leaving California. Anyway, they used the phrase cut corners several times in that video. Cut corners. Ну, нахалтурили они там в Калифорнии за последние 20 лет, демократы, да? Жить там уже нельзя. Ну, okay, it's off the topic. Cut corners, but it's good to know this phrase, right? Все без исключения. Across the board. Торопиться, успеть работу вовремя. На время что-то делать. Work against the clock, right? Уложиться по времени, успеть в последнюю минуту. cut it fine, right? And откладывать ожидаемое действие, ничего не делать, вот мне дали, а я сижу и procrastinate. Sit on it, right? Sit on something, sit on the documents and complaints, whatever. Ввести меня в курс дела. Fill me in on something. And спонтанно, долго не раздумывая. On the spur of the moment, right? So, on the spur of the moment. These are the 12 idioms that I taught you last time. Ну, сколько вы помнили, знали из этих 12? Напишите в чат. Like, I would like to know. I would like to see whether you have a good memory. By the way, I hope you received my podcast, the MP3 file that I recorded for you last week, like a little lesson, audio lesson that you could listen to and practice all of that. And if you did, you must remember more. You must remember more. So, please, next slide. Here you can see all the phrases, right? Like the phrases and what they mean. Anya, 12, really? You're awesome. You're awesome, amazing. What's your secret? Is it because you knew them before or you learned like you did a good job? Well, what? Next slide, please. And yeah, good job. I mean, 12, that's amazing. 12 is amazing. It's awesome. How about the rest of you guys? How about that? Huh? How many? How many did you know? How many did you know? By the way, it's not only about learning and remembering them, right? It's also about using them. So, Anya, if you can use some of them in your work, well, I don't know, in writing, when you're talking, that'll be cool, right? That'll be cool. Please do. So, how about some more? How about some more? Today, 15 more. 15 more phrases, and hopefully... Oh, Veronica, 9. That's... Cool. 7. 6, 7, Andrew. Good job. Well, guys, anything above 50% is a good result. 12, that's genius. I know, that's genius. But, yeah. Cheat sheet, well, cheat sheets are allowed here, right? You're not supposed to. You don't have to. It's not an exam, right? So you don't have to remember absolutely everything. That's absolutely normal to use cheat sheets. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you very much. And do know them, do use them. And today, some more. How about it? Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Shall we? By the way, if somebody says to you, guys, let's do it. Like, let's meet there. Let's go this way. Let's try that. Whatever it is that they want you to do, they want everyone to do. Do not say, okay. Like he says, let's do it, and you say, okay. I mean, it's not bad to say okay, but it's not exactly polite, if you know what I mean. So if you want to be polite, it's important to be positive, to be optimistic, to be nice and pleasant on purpose, So what do you say? You say, like, when somebody says something, you say, sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. It sounds like a plan. Have you heard this phrase before? I think you have. It's everywhere. So say it. So I say, guys, how about some more? How about we learn another 15? And you say, great, sounds like a plan. Let's do it. Great, sounds like a plan. Let's do it. Because when you say more than just okay, you sound good. You sound polite. You sound nice. You sound like a civilized, cultured, well-behaved human being. Next slide, please. And today we're going to do it completely different way. I mean, at least at the beginning, a completely different way. Here is the story. It's a story that I wrote a couple of days ago. I'm going to read the story for you, read it with me, and this story will contain 7 idioms that we're going to be working with. So, here is the story, read with me. So, there was a guy who went by the name of Johnny IT. Nobody really knew what those letters, IT, stood for, nor did they really care to find it out. But what made Johnny IT really special was that in his work, he never relied on anyone other than himself. No, his main and only goal always was to pull his weight. Pull his weight. First idiom. Don't get me wrong, he was a brilliant team player, It's just that he thought it right to mind his own business and let others do their share of the project work. Come Monday, his lead would hold a stand-up to rally the troops. And at this meeting, he would point out the so-called hiccups at the implementation stage. And many of the attendees would go out of their way to pass the buck. Second phrase, pass the buck. That's what people did at the stand-up meeting. But not Johnny IT. He would own up to all the flaws and mishaps that had befallen the team. The lead would also assign new tasks to different team members, and they would do their best to get out of doing anything remotely hard. Johnny IT was never too shy or lazy to step up to the plate and face new challenges. Another two phrases, right? Thus, he outdid and eclipsed all others. But sadly, he never lifted a finger to climb the career ladder or otherwise cash in on his success. When 2 months later, Johnny was suddenly gone and the lead dug up his resume, the team saw that it humbly read, and next slide, please. Can you write in the chat, what do you think they read there in his resume? No. I understand, maybe, oh, there must be some words you don't know in this story, but in general it's clear, right? There was a guy and he was working very well, and then one day, oops, he was gone. And it's interesting, what did they read in his resume? Can you, any guesses there? Any ideas? Can you share in the chat? Just, I don't know. I'd like to challenge you a little bit. It's a bit of a riddle. It's something to do with the two letters IT, because they are there for a reason, right? Oh, it's fun. That's a silly thing, nothing so deep and special. So guys, what do you think? What did they read there? Any ideas? Would you like to venture a guess here? Would you like to venture a guess? Or not? No, just wait a little bit, and if not, of course you will find out the correct answer. Of course, I'm going to tell you. Cheers, people. All right. Okay, let's move on. Next slide, please. And when 2 months later, Johnny was suddenly gone and the lead dug up his resume, the team saw that it humbly read, Johnny, the inexpensive trainee. That was his role in the company, so to speak. Yeah, just some silly thing I wrote. Hope it's funny in any way. By the way, what do you call this? It's not a joke, it's a silly story that I wrote, but still, when there is a joke and there's something at the end that kind of makes you laugh or smile or is kind of pretends to be funny, that last line, what do you call it? In English, it's called punchline. And when punchline, it's like a line that punches you in the face, right? That makes you, like you get a punch in the face and you start laughing or smiling or something. I don't know, that's the idea. And that's punchline. By the way, if you hear a joke and you don't get it, and you can ask, okay, what's the punchline? Where's the punchline? Like, I don't get the joke. На каком месте смеяться? Yeah, that's what it is. На пару слайдов назад, please. The story. I want the story. And I want us to look at the, at the story one more time and look at all these idioms in the context. All right? And so again, if you have any idea about what these underlined phrases mean, just let me know. Pull his weight. Well, it's something that he did, and that, well, I don't know. Can the context, excuse me, can the context let me, help you understand what it means? Any ideas that you might have about the meaning of pull his weight? And the lead would rally the troops at the meeting, right, every Monday. By the way, come Monday means когда приходит или приходил понедельник. That's what it is. Any ideas on what that means? Pass the buck. So the lead would say, this is wrong, there's a bug, there's a mistake, I don't know, he was kind of criticizing the performance, right? I'm not sure that your leads do that. I don't know. I'm not saying this is the way things work. I don't know. Just imagine the situation, even if it's far from reality. I don't know. And everybody would say, no, no, no. They would pass the buck. What does that mean? But Johnny did something opposite, right? He would not pass the buck. He would own up to it. He would own up to it, right? And people would try to get out of doing different tasks. Okay, anyway, so I'm basically going through the context in which, contexts, yes, in which these phrases are used, and I would like to hear from you about, like, из контекста понятно, что они означают? Вот. Write the phrases, please, in the chat. Write the phrases that are not clear for you, like you don't understand them, you don't know them. Can you? Please. And I'll see. Or you can write and say that, like, everything is clear and I knew the phrases before and things like that. Yes, what do you think? Let me know. And 1, 2, 3. 3 slides ahead, please. What do these idioms mean? We're going to go through these idioms one more time. Or actually 4 slides when you have idioms and their meanings. This slide. Idioms and these meanings, just to fast forward a little bit. Please write, tell me what you think, and I'm just going to walk you through the meanings of these phrases. Yeah? So, pull your weight. He pulled his weight. Делать свое дело. Делать свое дело. That's what Johnny was doing, right? He was pulling his weight. Like, he was doing his job. Rally the troops. It means to motivate. Right? They say, it's not me. And by the way, what do people say when they pass the buck? That's the slide asks you that question. Or what do people say when they rally the troops? What are the actual words? Because I believe you said it. I believe you've heard it. So when you rally the troops, you say something like, well, of course, millions of things, but guys, we're a team. We're a team. We can do it. We need to pull ourselves together and get together and unite and deliver the goods. Well, I don't know. Maybe he dishes out some praise and compliments, to rally the troops. Like, I don't know, Igor, you've done a fantastic job. Andrew, you're amazing. Thank you. I appreciate your contribution. These are the things that people say, right, when they want to rally the troops. And what do they say when they pass the buck? It's not me, it's Vasya. Vasya did it. It's his fault. It's not me. Leave me alone. Вообще меня там не было. That's what people say when they pass the buck. And what do they say when they own up to something? And they say, yeah, it's true. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I let you down. It's me, my fault, my bad, right? You say, my bad. You've heard it before. My bad, my bad. This is how you own up to something. My bad. And get out of doing something. What do you say when you want to get out of doing it? You say, but I have so many tasks, I cannot do this, so please, no, do not give it to me. Relieve me of the burden. Or, I'm too busy, I'm sorry, I can't. You say something like that when you want to get out of doing something. And what do you say when you step up to the plate? You say, I have 25 tasks and I have to do yet one more. No problem. I'm a superhero. I'm a Superman woman. I can do it. Yes. You say, bring it on. Ну давай, показывай, что там у тебя, я не боюсь. That's what you say when you step up to the plate. Next slide, please. And now the task for you will be to say the phrase, Serge, you're good at doing this. You're very good. Thank you, Serge. Stop it. You're very good at doing it. Because I'm going to say the things, sort of like I will play a character, so to speak, and your job will be to guess what action I'm doing, right? Maybe through those words I'll be rallying the troops, maybe I'll be passing the buck, maybe something else, but I'll be like coming up with a direct speech, and your job will be to say search, stop. Search, stop, thank you, sit down. You're very good at rallying. Кстати, инговое окончание здесь зачем? Почему at rallying? Да? At passing, at owning, at getting, at stepping. Huh? Why do we say at, а дальше предлог? And usually people will say, well, because it's a process and everything. That's not true, guys. I'm sorry, it's not process. Это действие как таковое. Почему в инговом окончании? Потому что после предлогов всегда инговое окончание. It's what you know as gerund, герунди. Такое существительное глагол. Делание. At reading в чтении. Yes? At driving в вождении машины. At passing в снятии себя ответственности. Yeah? At getting out, at избегания. So we need to say ing after at, because at is a preposition. All right? So when you're watching it, say it. Because when you know something, right, like you have some knowledge, some phrases, it's good to, well, again, associate it with something, some context, and kind of, well, use it. And to make sure your mind is focused on the context, on the emotion, on the idea, not on the words, not on the phrases, because your mind should not be controlling what you're saying. It should be controlling the ideas, and оно само должно говориться. Поэтому, когда говорите, старайтесь думать об эмоции, о смысле, о подаче, месседже, а не о так, Serge, you are good at rallying the troops, something like that, and don't do that. Okay? So I say it, you guess what I'm doing, and you say search, stop, you are good at it, sit down. All right? So number one. Yeah, sure. I can do it. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'll be working until midnight, but then I'll have a couple of hours before I go to bed. So no, sure, I can do it. Guys, if nobody can, then yeah, I volunteer. Yeah, like if the team needs my help, of course I can do it. What do you say? I say, search, stop, enough. You're good at it. Or you say, we're fed up with you stepping up to the plate, right? That's what I was trying to do. I hope you got it. I hope you guessed it. Next one. Number two. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how it happened. But yeah, that's me. Guys, I promise, next time I won't repeat it. But yeah, you're right. It's because of me. Please forgive me. I'm not sure you guys say that, but yeah, so I'm sorry. It's my bad. What do you say? You say, Serge, oh, enough of your talking. You're good at owning up to it. Owning up to the mistake, the bug, the flaw, the something, right? You're good at it. Enough. Next one. Sorry, no, I'm gonna be busy. Sorry, guys, I can't. But can someone else do it? Like, I have to attend to other things. Like, really, I have other things to attend to. Like, can you please ask him to do it? Like, Kolya can take care of it, not me. What did I do? I tried to get out of something, right? So you can say, Serge, you're very good at. You don't have to say that. You can say, I'm fed up with you getting out of doing tasks. So you get out of doing tasks and you say, well, I have other things to do, so please ask that person to do it. Okay, and the last one I will say, and we will move on. I'll say something like number 4, I guess, right? Or 3. Why me? No, I didn't even know the task. I had nothing to do with it. I never, like, it was the other team's thing. So it was them. They did it, not me. Sure, I was busy doing something completely different. It's not my problem. There's no connection between me and the problem. No. What do you say? you can say that, yeah, Serge, you're very good at passing the buck. Well, maybe I am. Next slide, please. Maybe I am. So, guys, I hope you remember. Well, let me actually try to remember. Pass the buck, rally the troops, pull your weight, get out of doing something, step up to the plate, own up to it, maybe something else. But навскидку, off the top of my head, I can produce these 5 or 6 without reading. But anyway, who is in for another 8? Because today we're going to go through another 8 idioms, and this time it's going to be grammar. It's going to be grammar, grammar, grammar. So we've done 7. Hope you remember something. Let's move on. Shall we? By the way, it's a good thing to say. Let's do it. Shall we? Just makes it more polite. Again, I'm for politeness, guys. I don't know what you think about it, but I think being polite is important. So who is in for another 8? Shall we do it? And you say, what is it? You say, Serge, sounds like a plan, right? Next slide, please. Sounds like a plan. Oh, yes. Then let's go for it. So you can see a list of 7 very popular, very useful, very practical grammar patterns. We can call them grammar topics, obviously, of course, but I call them patterns because you just have a certain phrases, certain words, and certain forms, and the meaning, and there's no rule. Nobody tells you what the rule is. You just say it this way, and you have the form. You change it a little bit. That's what makes it a pattern, that you do not use it as is all of the time. So I'm going to read these patterns now, and well, the translation is there, so it'll be easy for you to understand. But if you have any questions, you're welcome. Sounds like a plan. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. I don't know your name, but thank you. Anyway, I wish you had told me. Жаль, что ты мне не сказала, дословно. Я желаю, чтобы ты мне это в прошлом сказала. Ясно? А ты же не сказал. Но желаю, чтобы да. Ну, regret. Сожалею я об этом. Excuse me. You should have told me. Тебе надо было мне это сказать. Ну, надо было, а ты не сказал. Почему не сказал? I'm criticizing. I'm criticizing. You should have told me. By the way, Americans don't say should have, right? They say should have, or even shoulda. You should have told me. You should have told me. Should have told me. Have – это не present perfect, это способ сказать о прошлом, когда нельзя сказать did, когда нельзя сказать told. Да, такой perfect infinitive. Because if you say should tell, yeah, without have, it will mean следует сейчас сказать. He must have told you. Вот must – это не должен. Вот must в данном случае не означает должен, означает наверняка, ну или должно быть. Стопроцентная или близко к тому уверенность, что человек это сделал. Should have told me – это критика. Тебе надо было мне сказать, а ты не сказал. А must – это угадывание. С такой уверенностью. Вот я угадываю, но уверен, что да. Вот, нет, ну 100%. Он наверняка все рассказал. He must have told you. Must – наверняка должно быть. Should – надо было. Почему нет? Okay, hope it's clear. Again, checking the chat. If you have any questions, problems, let me know. He is known to have told you. This pattern is good for information when you present some information. Again, it's when you're making some speeches, making some presentations in front of other people, in front of audiences. Like, it's a good thing to say at least once. Ну, как известно, Харьков является blah, blah, blah. And then a fact. So that's a useful phrase, and we have he is known to have told you. Ну, известно, что он это сделал. Ну, фраза «сказал тебе» это просто чтобы было что-то. Должны быть здесь более серьезные, да? Фразы, например, Kharkiv is known to have been built or to have been founded in the 17th century. Yes? Как известно, Харьков основали там в 17 веке. So that's how you use this phrase in real life when you want to say like a general phrase, general fact, right? But that's how it works. And again, I'm not going into details about like why it's like this, because like otherwise I would have to teach several grammar lessons. It's not important. Знаете, не знаете, вот есть фраза, есть значение, и есть элемент, который меняется. Мы вместо told you будем говорить другие глаголы в третьей форме, и все. И этого достаточно для нас сейчас. So he is known to have told you. Next one. Having told you, he left. Having done. Having done means сделав это. Having done это perfect, да? Но doing или telling или там being, whatever, это делая. А having done сделав. Сделав А, мы делаем Б. It's participle if you're a grammar freak or something. And the last two. I am used to you telling me. Я привык, что ты так себя ведешь. I am used to. Причем I am used to означает я являюсь привыкшим к деланию чего-то или к твоему деланию чего-то. Yeah? And why do we say telling? Почему здесь telling? Почему не тут tell? Do you know? I told you 10 minutes ago, после предлога винговое окончание. Поэтому I'm good at passing, I'm good at owning, and I'm used to working, I'm used to speaking. Причем очень важно сказать am. Если не скажем am, получится смысл другой. Я раньше это делал. Вот я привык, это I am, я являюсь привыкшим. А инговое окончание, потому что то это предлог, а не инфинитив здесь. But again, you don't have to really know these little details. Maybe they will help you, but you can just use it as it is. All right? And the last one, he ended up telling me. That's a popular mistake that I hear from actually you guys, from IT students of mine. They say, I ended up a speech. Типа, я закончил речь. Но end up это не закончить. Есть такой феномен взаимоотношений русского и английского. По-английски это глагол, по-русски это наречие. То есть по-английски это что делать, end up это действие, а по-русски это не действие, а как. То есть по-русски в конце концов. Есть еще с десяток таких слов. По-русски это не глагол. Даже вот слово must. He must have told you. Что такое must по-английски? Это должно быть. Это действие. А по-русски мы можем перевести, допустим, наверняка. Как? Вот перевод. Даже вот слово would, да? По-английски это глагол. А по-русски не глагол. Это просто частичка бы. И вот с десяток таких слов есть. По-русски не глагол, а по-английски глагол. Вот end up это не глагол, это не заканчивать. Это в конце концов. Это, как сказать, конец истории. Ну, более дословный перевод. Мы закончили тем, что. Вот так можно перевести. Ну, просто менее естественно звучит по-русски. В конце концов, он оказался в тюрьме, да? He ended up in prison. So, and after end up, you say doing. Well, just because, you just need to remember it. He ended up saying something. Now, these 7 phrases, практически первые 5 с have, так или иначе perfect, и простенькие с инговыми окончаниями еще 2. Please let me know, is everything clear in these idioms, in these grammar patterns actually, because сейчас будем работать с переводом и с этой грамматикой и с новыми идиомами. Если что непонятно, спрашивайте, I will explain. I'll be happy to explain. Next slide, please. And we are starting another, how many? 8. Yes, another 8 idioms. And the first one is, put something on the back burner. Дословно поставить что-то на заднюю горелку плиты. Да? Put something on the back burner. В долгий ящик отложить. Да? А отодвинуть что-то на задний план. Убрать вот не сейчас, потом когда-нибудь, сейчас это менее важно. Да? Убрать из фокуса внимания, понизить приоритетность. Такой перевод может быть. Да? На заднюю горелку. Don't put your health on the back burner. Don't put your health on the back burner. Вместо health, вместо something можно говорить что угодно. Put your career on the back burner. Put your family on the back burner. Put my ambitions on the back burner. Put the plan on the back burner. Put the task on the back burner. Как по мне, фраза на все случаи жизни. Next slide, please. And you can see the simple Russian phrase Я привык, что ты отказываешь. Я привык к тому, что ты вот так себя ведешь. Ты отказываешься от своих амбиций. Я привык и вообще уже не обращаю на это внимания, само собой. How do you say that? You can, again, say it to yourself. And next slide, please. You will see this is the correct answer. I am used to you putting your ambitions on the back burner. That's how you say it. I'm used to you putting your ambitions on the back burner. Put your ambitions on the back burner. I hope you got it right. But again, if you write something, I'll be happy to respond and to communicate with you. Next slide, please. I'm criticizing the person here and say, надо было. Тебе надо было отказаться от своих амбиций и сказать потом. Это сейчас не важно, сейчас команда. Or something like that. So how would you say that? Yeah, let's do it like this, guys. Can you write it in the chat? How would you say this in English? Тебе надо было отказаться от своих амбиций. Do we have? Yes. It's easy. Look, it can be something critical. It's something that you say when you want to criticize a person. But sometimes, actually, English people use it, or Americans, they use it to be positive and to say thank you, but in a negative way. So this is used as something. Yes, you're right. You should have put. You should have put. Eurabris A. Is that your name? Next slide, please. Yes, you should have put your ambitions on the back burner. Так надо было себя вести. You should have put. And when you want, like usually you say it when you want to criticize, but you shouldn't have, это способ сказать, ой, спасибо, мне очень приятно, но не стоило вам так напрягаться. Но мне очень приятно, спасибо, я тронут. No, you shouldn't have. Okay? So when you say thank you, when you say I appreciate it, blah, 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 and you want to be even more polite, change it. Okay. If you want to be even more polite, say, oh, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have. But here it should have. You should have put your ambitions on the back burner. Next slide, please. Very good phrase. Again, I hear it like on YouTube all of the time. YouTubers say, are we rolling? Are we rolling? Ну, типа, мы работаем. Там, съемка идет. Are we rolling? Get the ball rolling. Get the ball rolling. Запустить процесс, двинуть с мертвой точки. То есть, yeah. To get the ball rolling, you need to bend over backwards. Bend over backwards. Ну, выкрутиться наизнанку. I don't know. How to do your best, right? To make super effort. Yes. That's what it is. Get the ball rolling. Very good phrase. Very good phrase. It's our idiom number next. Get the ball rolling. Next slide, please. And how would you say this in English? В конце концов, мы таки запустили процесс, сдвинули все с мертвой точки, оно заработало. Again, I'll say it for yourself. I'll say it for you. I'll say it for you. We ended up getting the ball rolling. It's the next slide, please. We ended up getting the ball rolling. I hope you got it right. Not a difficult one, right? We ended up getting the ball rolling. And the next slide, please. Запустив процесс, мы уехали в отпуск. They're just silly sentences that I made up, but it's about grammar, right? Like, how do you say this? Запустив, yeah? Without saying after, without saying when or something like that. And the phrase, get the ball rolling. We ended up getting the ball rolling, or запустив процесс. Guys, can you write in the chat and tell me how you would say запустив процесс? All right? So Eurabris A, again, maybe you could be active again and share your wisdom with us. I would like to know if you know the grammar, if you can get it right. So I would like to hear from you guys. How would you say that? Because it's all about, well, I don't know that I think you know it all just because you've heard it, you've read it somewhere, and you may feel it and understand how to say it, even though you never learned the topic, like the grammar topic, right? It's a popular mistake, Andrew. Went to the vacation. Popular mistake. Please do not make this mistake again. To – это описание направления движения. Куда мы двигаемся? To the place. To Kiev. А отпуск – это не место, куда мы двигаемся. Это некий описание общего процесса, да, но не место. Поэтому, когда мы идем в процесс, мы идем на свидание, да, или идем на больничный, или идем в отпуск, это некие processes, right? Events. You don't say to, you say on. Thank you, you're ever say. Thank you. Absolutely. It's, you went on a vacation. Но запустив процесс, все-таки с идиомкой бы классно сказать, Андрю. Ну вот с идиомкой. Next slide, please, guys. And having got the ball rolling. Having got the ball rolling. We went on a vacation. And again, having done it, having got the ball rolling, yes. Alex, thank you. Good, good. I'm Serge. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for your participation, contribution. I appreciate it. So next slide, please. Next idiom. Raise the bar. Raise the bar. Bar is перекладина, yes, and raise the bar means повысить планку. Начать работать лучше. The team must raise the bar if they want to win the customer service award. And again, this is something you can easily use at work. Like we have to raise the bar, guys. If you want to deliver the goods, to cut it fine, we have to raise the bar. Well, there'll be another phrase today to do with the quality of work that must be increased. Next slide, please. And how do you say the phrase raise the bar in the context of the sentence известно что? Ну, как известно, да? Они это сделали. It's a silly sentence in Russian, I'm sure, but it's just the idiom, raise the bar, with a cool grammar pattern that, like, even if you don't use it, you need to know how to do it. Because like good English, just like good Russian, it's a huge passive vocabulary. Like, you need to know a lot, even if you don't use it. So, how would you say this, guys? Andrew, Alex, can you please, or maybe ladies, those that are watching, I see that 20-something people are watching us, and how would you say that? Let me know. That'd be good. Show your wisdom, people. Show me how smart you are. Alex, no, после they, of course, we say they are, right? He is, but they are known. And to raise means they are known to have oh, yes. Andrew, yes, very good. To raise, if you say it in this, like in this way, we know they raised the. Well, Dasha, of course you can say that we know they raised the bar. Of course, this is good English. There's nothing wrong with it. But, ну, чуть-чуть сложнее. Чуть-чуть, мы же по-русски можем говорить и более простыми фразами, более сложными. Мы сами решаем, когда как говорить. У нас есть свобода. Мы можем переключаться стилистически, вот грамматически и по-английски. It is known, Edward. It is known, обязательно «н» в конце. Поэтому we know, ну это просто. А более сложная конструкция, которая иногда, вот год живете, ничего, она вам не нужна. А потом раз в год, вот она бы, красота. Если сказать they are known to raise, то это означает известно, что они это делают. To raise будет описывать настоящее, сейчас, да? Или постоянно, допустим. Да? Известно, что каждый год они делают шаг вперед, повышают планку свою. Это to raise. А чтобы сказать, что это было в прошлом, ну, известно, что они это сделали. Конечно же, next slide, please. They are known to have raised. And Andrew, that's a correct one. Вот to have, это способ сказать, что это в прошлом было. Известно сейчас, что в прошлом они это сделали. They are known to have raised. So it is known they have raised. We know they have raised. These are legit ways to express your ideas, guys. But if you don't know how to say they are known to have raised, learn it. You can continue using these simple phrases that, well, simple, whatever you call them. You can continue using those simple ones, but know this one. Next phrase, please. Жаль, что они не повысили планку. How would you say that? Жаль, что они не сделали это. Okay, I'll translate it for you. Next slide, please. I wish they had raised the bar. That's how you say it. I wish they had raised the bar. Right? Next slide, please. Cool idiom. Cut to the chase. This is something I've learned to do because like 10 years ago when I was younger, when I was like a director with many people working for, well, not many, but still some number of people working for me, and I would hold some meetings with them and I would talk for a long time, and I would talk without getting to the point, at least for some time, and people couldn't understand what the hell he is trying to say. And Instagram yeah, taught me to cut to the chase. Говорить вот суть, о чем вообще, для чего мы тут собрались. Вот бла-бла-бла оставляем в сторонке и cut to the chase, по сути, по делу. And why Instagram helped me? Well, because you have 1 minute to create a video. I mean, you can create only a 1-minute video, and you have to say the important things in that video. You don't have time for introductions, so cut to the chase. Yeah, it's a very, very useful skill. I can talk and talk, but yeah, I can cut to the chase, so it's a good idea to learn to do it. Stop talking about irrelevant statistics and cut to the chase. What is chase? Do you know? Погоня. So, в погоню давайте гнаться за тем, что важно. Next slide, please. Я думаю, вам надо было сразу перейти к делу, а не вот это вот бла-бла-бла, beat about the bush. How do you say that? Я думаю, вам надо было. Kind of criticism. This one is easy, right? You should have cut to the chase. Next slide, please. I think you should have cut to the chase. That's how you say it. You got it, right? You guessed it right. Next slide, please. Он наверняка сразу перешел к делу. Guys, can you please write in the chat how you would say this? Он наверняка это сделал. Just show me that you're familiar with this grammar pattern and you can use it. And наверняка, do not say certainly or I'm sure or things like this. All right? Try to use something we have discussed today. Andrew, right. He must have cut. No, but not race, but by the way, race, как погоня, ну, точнее, гонка, да, это race с буквой C, not S. Andrew, okay? So he must have cut to the chase, absolutely. Next slide. Next slide, he must have cut to the chase. That's the correct answer. Yes, thank you guys for getting it right. Alex, Andrew, Veronica, yes. Veronica, exactly. He must have cut to the chase. Наверняка сразу. Next slide, please. I think this idiom describes a typical state of things, the way things are. Andrew, there is somebody sitting in you writing and saying things. I know. I have the same guy in me sometimes. Yeah, feels like we're not fully controlling ourselves, right? Оно как-то само. So, this idiom, have your work cut out, или have your work cut out for you, дословно, у меня работы вырезано, нарезано, ну, типа большое количество. Груда работы у меня, но придется потрудиться. Много чего есть, что нужно сделать. Вот меня, I don't know, like I cannot, it's kind of possible, but it's not supernatural to establish this link between the actual meaning of the phrase, have your work cut out это вырезанный, and the idiomatic meaning. That's what makes it an idiom, right? Anyway, you have your work cut out for you, при желании, if you want to deliver the goods. You have your work cut out. Next slide, please. And how would you say this in English? Я привык, что у тебя работа непочатый край. Guys, can you please write it? Write how you would say this, because you haven't yet shared with me your knowledge of this grammar pattern. I would like to hear it from you, or to see it, how you do it. Я привык к тому, что вот у этого человека, вот он все время занят, у него всегда полно работы, ему всегда приходится работать много. How would you say that? Please write. That's an easy one, right? And please don't write I used to. No, it's not I used to. Andrew, absolutely. Used to you having your work cut out. And when you're learning, when you're not just working with English, but you're like a student and you have classes and you, Edward, I'm used to you having, Edward. You said, I'm used to you have. To – это предлог. Как to me, to you. Я привык, что у меня есть. Да? I'm used to having. Я привык жить в таких условиях. I'm used to living. Я привык работать там, на таком-то проекте. I'm used to working. Всегда инговое окончание. Потому что to предлог, после предлога инговое окончание. А поставим мы you там или не поставим, неважно. В любом случае, I'm used to having или I'm used to you having. И это я привык, но это не есть моя привычка. Так, немножко в сторону. Привык и привычка не одно и то же. Потому что привычка — это, как, не знаю, курить или вставать в одно и то же время. Это то действие, которое мы делаем регулярно. Это прежде всего регулярность действия. Это моя привычка. А описание регулярности действия. А я привык часто имеет значение «меня это не напрягает». Вот моя реакция на эту проблему — я привык к этому шуму. Вот самолеты пролетают каждый день, а я привык, не замечаю. Или вот он постоянно жалуется, но я привык. И вот это «я привык» — это I'm used to. Но это не habit моя. Да? Потому что моя habit — это, не знаю, wake up in the morning and drink some coffee. That's my habit. Ну, то есть это может быть два аспекта одной ситуации, но это именно два аспекта. Как огонь и шашлык. Вот они рядом, но не одно и то же. Поэтому I'm used to это, меня это не напрягает. Для меня это легко. Вот у него постоянно есть что делать. Нет свободного времени. I'm used to it. Вот нет у него времени для меня. I'm used to it. Меня это не напрягает. Но после to предлога инговое окончание. Next slide, please. I'm used to you having your work cut out. That's the correct one. And next slide, please. How do you say this? Известно, что вот ты вот все время в такой ситуации. Как известно? Ну, такая у нас ситуация. Как известно, у нас такая ситуация. Как известно, у них такая ситуация. Next slide, please. Ну, точнее, была такая ситуация. Да? Известно, что была работа непочатый край. And we have worked with this grammar pattern before. You know how to say this. Next slide, please. You are known to have had your work cut out. This is how you say it. To have — это не иметь. Это именно раньше, в прошлом. А вот had — это как именно иметь. Иметь работу там в большом количестве. Поэтому, если мы скажем просто to have, это будет настоящее. Это сейчас. А to have had — в прошлом. Известно, что в прошлом так было. Thank you. Next, ramp up productivity. This is the phrase. we're working on. Yes, this is the idiom. Ramp up productivity. Yes, it's like, what phrase did we have? Raise the bar, right? I think that they are very similar, very close. Raise the bar, повысить планку, уровень качества работы или devotion, commitment to your work. And ramp up, ramp — это трап, пандус, ну, такой, платформа, поднимающаяся, да, или воздающая нам возможность подняться вверх. И ramp up, again, today in the morning I heard ramp up. I was watching some YouTube. It wasn't ramp up productivity, it was something, I don't remember what it was, but I remember some American bloggers said ramp up. And this is something that they like, and it's good to know it. So we have to ramp up productivity in order to meet the deadline. Ramp up. Вместо productivity можно любое слово, которое, ну, подходит по смыслу. Ramp up. Cannot think of anything off the top of my head, but there are many, many things. Next slide, please. Повысив, или так, как мы повысили свою продуктивность, мы ожидали лучших результатов. Guys, can you please write in our chat how you would say this? Повысив свою продуктивность, мы ожидали лучших результатов. Let me know that you can use that grammar correctly. I'm waiting. I'm waiting, and yes, like I'm not gonna ask you to do that all of the time, but from time to time, you know, I'm pinging you, just to make sure we are on the same page and you're tuning in. By the way, yes, thanks for tuning in this morning. So how would you say this? Повысив свою продуктивность. Show me how smart you are. Edward, Alex, Andrew, maybe Veronica, ladies, guys. 1, 2, 3. Andrew, thank you for making this mistake. Ramped up, либо повышенный, как это по-русски вообще, повысившийся, да? Ну, это какой сделанный? Это не сделав. Ну, допустим, ramped up productivity — это вот повышенная продуктивность. Да. А сделав — это не ramped up. Вот Edward, sorry, не ramped up, а having ramped up. Alex is right. Alex's sentence is correct. Having ramped up our productivity. Having ramped up, Mary, thank you. Right, absolutely. Вместо слова «когда». Когда мы сделали, когда мы закончили, когда мы послали, когда мы закоммитили, да, что-то, код. Мы вместо слова when можем говорить having. И having — это, ну, грамматическое слово. Оно говорит, что действие, когда действие было сделано, когда мы сделали действие А, мы сделали действие Б. То есть having — это способ сказать, что этап А закончился, переходим к этапу Б, этапу С и так далее. То есть вы можете говорить так: having sent, отослав. И дальше следующее действие. We, бла-бла-бла, did something. Или там, получив. Having received. И вот это having — это устойчивое грамматическое, хотя это всего лишь слово, но это некий паттерн, потому что дальше третья форма глагола — having been, having seen, having drunk, having recorded. И все, получается уже смысл, с которым, ну, вы красивее звучите, чем, ну, по крайней мере, variety. There is some variety, да? Иногда вы скажете when или after. After I sent, after I received, after I implemented. But sometimes you need to say having implemented, having received, having. No, Alex is right. Next slide, please. So, having ramped up our productivity, we expected better results. Вот это having, оно вот в тему, класс. Mary, Alex, thank you, good job. That's the correct answer. Next slide, please. Very simple phrase. В конце концов, произошло вот это. Мы пришли к этому. Can you write? Again, because you never wrote it before, I would like to get this phrase from you. How do you write it? How do you say this? В конце концов, мы это сделали. У нас получилось, мы повысили свою продуктивность. How do you say that? Please let me know. Waiting. This one is easier, right? Don't say finally or in the end, right? Use one of those patterns that we talked about today. And I understand you don't see it, so it may be hard for you, but still, come on, it's not a test. We ended up ramping up our productivity, Andrew, absolutely. When somebody says or does something right, and it's very, very right, you say, you nailed it. Andrew, you nailed it. Edward, end up — это глагол. Это что делать? Поэтому we ended up. Next slide, please. We ended up ramping up. Mary, you're right. Absolutely. И вот, Эд, вот нельзя по-английски, как по-русски. То есть английский, он живет по своим каким-то правилам, и они простые на самом деле. Если вы чувствуете, как правильно, вы говорите, как правильно. Если не чувствуете, то надо как-то сконструировать, нужно использовать тогда аналитику, правила. И вот для этого есть простые правила, типа подлежащее сказуемое. Ну, типа кто? We. И что делают? Ended up. Так вот, end up — это глагол. Вот мы его должны поставить именно после we, а не в начале предложения, типа ended up. Sorry. Anna, my pleasure. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. So guys, learn. That's how you're being nice. You just say nice things, and yes, it sounds encouraging. So sweet of you, Anne. Thank you. And we ended up ramping. Anya Kravtsova, we ended up ramping. После, ну вот как написано у нас, да, на скрине, на экране, после end up всегда инговое окончание. Поэтому we ended up ramping up our productivity. Oh, we ended up in prison. We ended up getting drunk. We ended up friends. They ended up in bed together. This is how we use it. В конце концов, все закончилось этим, и end up всегда после подлежащего. Это глагол. We ended up, а дальше инговое окончание. Next phrase, next slide, please. Next slide. General picture, big picture, or helicopter view. Аня, at the end we ramped up. Ну, во-первых, ramped up, прошедшее время должно быть. А во-вторых, разница между in the end и at the end, она маленькая, но важная. At the end — это в конце чего-то, с упоминанием этого чего-то или когда мы это просто имеем в виду. То есть в конце книги, в конце дня, в конце — это at the end. А просто в конце концов — это in the end. Ну, it's just something that is easy to say. У нас это глагол, поэтому we ended up. So, the phrase give someone a helicopter view of something. Да, описать что-то в общем, без деталей, с высоты вертолетчего полета. Right? I only have a couple of minutes to chat. Just give me a helicopter view of the report. Это прекрасная фраза для ваших таких коротких просьб. Пожалуйста, вот в двух словах. В двух словах проблему, в двух словах ситуацию. Give me a helicopter view of it. Wonderful phrase, right? Next slide, please. Жаль, что вы не дали мне общее описание проблем. Ну, плохо. Я ожидал от вас это. Жаль, что вы не сделали. Again, because this is like we have this phrase for the first time today, can you please write in our chat, how would you say this? Жаль, что вы это не сделали. Подскажу, это что-то там с высшим. Что-то там с высшим. Wonderful phrase. Give someone the helicopter view of the problem, of the situation, of something. Yeah. So please let me know how you would say that. All right, you're writing. I'm waiting. And like I said, the synonym to this phrase, give someone a helicopter view, would be the big picture. Do not lose sight of the big picture. Well, it's not like a synonym, but a meaning that is very close to this one. Andrew, Alex, wish you have given me. I wish you have not got me. All right. Alex, your mistake. После wish всегда прошедшее время, чтобы сказать, что вот я желаю чего-то, чего нет. Поэтому обязательно had given. Если мы не скажем прошедшее, не будет had, да, это past perfect, не будет идеи, что я желаю чего-то, чего нет. Вот жаль, что этого нет. Вот это уйдет, если нет прошедшего. Andrew, your mistake, of course, it's had given me. Had given. Gave это вторая форма, да? You gave me. А тут вчера, you had given me. Mary, I wish you had given me, right? Veronica, you deleted your message. Did you get scared, like you're afraid and embarrassed to show your mistake? I'm sorry, I cannot comment on it. Please, next slide. And the correct answer is yes, I wish you had given me a helicopter view. I wish you had. И оно не имеет времени. Вот непонятно, когда given произошел, когда это было сделано. Перед ним нужно поставить когда, да? You were given. Вы были даны, вам дали, да, в прошлом. Или you had given. Но нельзя you given me. No, sorry. Next phrase. Slack off. Slack — это когда мы... Это не про ваше любимое приложение, да, в котором общаетесь по работе. Slack is работать как попало, спустя рукава, вообще отлынивать от работы. It's not a good word. I don't know why they use this name to call that app. But slack off, расслабиться в работе, разлениться и делать все как-то как попало. Спустя рукава, без энтузиазма и старания и качества. If you slack off just for a second, расслабишься, I will hit you hard. Next slide, please. Slack off. Cool phrase. Anya, you're right. I wish you had given me. Yes. So, next slide. Вам надо было все это делать именно вот так. How do you say this, guys? Correct answer. I'm not asking you to write anything. Just say it to yourself. And next slide, please. You should have slacked off. You should have done that. You should have slacked off. Absolutely. Next slide, please. I hope you answered it right. I hope it was okay. And я привык, что вы работаете как попало. How would you say that? Of course, now you know. Next slide, please. The correct one is, I am used to you slacking off. I am used to you slacking off. That's how you use it. But we've discussed it already. We have discussed it already. And next slide, please. These are the 8 idioms, guys, that we have been working with, and I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you like the phrases. And again, it all comes, or it will come to you in the form of an audio file. We used to use, Edward, только не working, а slacking off. Там как бы правильно, но мы же старались грамматику с идиомами соединять, поэтому я привык, что он работает как попал. Ленится и не вкалывает. Я к этому привык, поэтому не напрягаюсь и вообще не обращаю внимания. I'm used to him slacking off. Okay? So, the 8 idioms. Put something on the back burner. All right? Get the ball rolling. All right? Raise the bar. Right? Cut to the chase. Have your work cut out for you. Ramp up productivity. Give somebody a helicopter view of something and slack off. Can you write in the chat, hardly working? Hardly working? Ну да, едва работаем. Yes, you can say that, Edward. Again, I'm not telling you how to express your ideas. It's your freedom. But in this context, we're trying to use those idioms, and that's why it's slacking off. It's slacking off. Yeah, do you know this joke? Working hard or hardly working? So you enter an office, you see some guys doing something, and you ask them, guys, working hard or hardly working? Which is a wonderful play on words. Типа работаете усердно или едва ли работаете? Hard и hardly. Hard усердно, hardly едва ли. Working hard or hardly working? I first heard it in this cartoon about Shrek. Anyway, can you write in the chat your favorite one, the one that you like the best? Вот из 8, какая вам по душе больше всего? Какое вот вам нравится и считаете, ну, она полезна, она вот, ну, хорошо ее знать и пользоваться и так далее. Okay, so the top idiom for you from this list, from these 8. Can you please share with me? Please tell me. My favorite one is, I think, raise the bar. I like it. I like it very much. Let's get the ball rolling, Alex. And next time, next Saturday, please show up and say, let's get the ball rolling, right? Cut to the chase. Yes, Andrew, I like it. I like it too. But my favorite one is raise the bar, but cut to the chase. Ну, как выстрел, да? Звучит как выстрел. Вот. Сразу в точку. Cut to the chase. Ramp up productivity. Yes, Anya. Oh, that's a good one. I like it. I like it too. And will anybody write slack off? I'm wondering, because that's what people do, right? Sometimes, because without slacking off once in a while, it's hard to ramp up your productivity, right? You cannot. When you're working at 100% of your capabilities, then you cannot ramp it up. You can't, right? Edward, ramp up productivity. Okay, so ramp up productivity is the winner today, because 2 people have written that they choose this phrase, right? Add a little test for you guys. Next slide, please. A little test. The same 8 idioms, but in Russian. I'm going to say them all in English, and you follow me, and you do the same in your head, and we'll see the result. Сколько из 8 вы запомнили? But again, you'll have homework, so you'll have a week to listen to me and learn these phrases and know them better. All right? So, the first one. Well, Anya, if helicopter view, if you like that, but be careful. Helicopters are dangerous. Be careful. Anyway, first idiom. Do you know it? Put something on the back burner. Next one. Запустить процесс. Get the ball rolling. By the way, it's ball rolling. These are 2 different sounds. It's ball, but rolling. It's not ball rolling. Okay? It's a mistake to say ball rolling. It's ball rolling. It's rock and roll. Не rock-and-roll, как в русском. Rock-roll, один звук. Rock-roll. In Russian, in English, these are 2 different sounds. Rock and roll, or get the ball rolling. Get the ball rolling. Повысить планку. Raise the bar. Перейти к делу. Cut to the chase. Придется много потрудиться. Ну, такой вольный перевод. Да, много работы. Have your work cut out. Have your work cut out. Повысить продуктивность. That's your favorite phrase, guys. Ramp up productivity. Описать что-то в общем. That's something Anya liked. Give somebody a helicopter view of something. Yeah? Give me a helicopter view. Just, I don't have much time. Just a helicopter view, please. И расслабиться, разлениться, и работать так себе. Slack off. How many? Next slide, please. How many did you know? Ну вот, in your operating memory, here and now, how many did you manage to by the way, you commit your code, or the guys you're working with, they commit their code, right? And you do the same with information. You commit information to memory, or you commit information to paper. Как бы, I don't think that I need to explain it, right? It's clear. So, for example, I can say that I never commit any information to paper. I never make notes. I always do my best to remember it, so I commit it to memory. So your result is 4. It's 50%, ladies. That's good. Anya, Hannah, it's good. Alex, 6, 7. It's not bad. It's like very good. But again, do you know that the most important thing that you need to, there are two important things that you need to do when you're learning something. Thing number one, well, Andrew, 5, 6, good. Kudos to you people. Thanks for your contribution today and for being active. So thing number one, you need to 5.5. All right. Well, it is above 50%. So guys, good. Once again, you need to learn it. First, I don't know, like read it, work with it, make sure you remember something, achieve some level, some result. That's very important. But then what is important is that you need to forget it. You need to go to sleep and completely forget it. And then wake up the next morning or like the next day, whatever, and remember nothing or something and learn it again. That's what works. These little iterations when you are working with it and you remember it, and then when like, oops, I've forgotten, I don't remember anything. And you go back and forth. Alex, I mean, thank you. That's a nice compliment, but I'm a Russian native speaker, so, but thank you. I learned English. I never learned Russian in any formal way. Cut to the chase. Ну, Аня, ну, может быть, не cut to the chase, все-таки к делу это ближе к диалогу, к общению, точнее, к словам. То есть cut to the chase, говорите суть. Вот о чем здесь. Okay? So it's not about doing things, it's about speaking. Говорить либо пространно о всем и ни о чем, либо давайте суть, пожалуйста. All right? So, forget it, guys, all right? Forget it. And then remember it. And your homework. Your homework is IT. И это у нас слайд третий с конца будет. Your homework is IT, guys. Can you please? Yes. Can you guess what it is? When I say your homework is IT and do it, I will give you the ladies will share with you the podcasts, something to listen to. Ну, чтобы вы не только вот сегодня получили, а потом забыли, чтобы могли там в течение недели слушать и вспоминать. Like off, helicopter view и так далее. Your homework is IT. What is that? Next slide, please. Your homework, I would call your homework important tasks. Your homework is an important task, a very important task, so please do it. Please do it, and yeah, actually that's it. That's it from me today. У меня еще есть вопросы, да, которые можно обсудить, используя эти идиомы. Но мы отложим это на начало урока на следующей неделе. So we are going to start our Saturday lesson next Saturday, I mean, with these phrases like what should a boss do if she doesn't want their people to slack off. Это все будет на потом. But we don't have time today. Мы обсудим, we'll just talk about different things using these idioms. This is something that we're going to do. And for today, that's all. That's it. Guys, thank you very much. I would like to wish you to have a wonderful Saturday, full of sun, at least in your heart, and a little bit of English, all right? Watch some English and maybe speak English. Andrew, my pleasure. My pleasure. It's appreciate it. So thank you, guys. But again, kudos to you. Thank you for communicating, for interacting. That's precious. That's important. I don't feel like I'm talking to the wall. I feel like there are people listening and they actually respond. That's amazing. So thank you, guys. Yes. And goodbye. Have a good one. See you next time.